in the meantime while we're trying to build things. So this guy's gonna have a pretty big chin. It's gonna be like Mungo. Okay, so you follow your chin. Your chin gets a bit narrower, so you can pinch it in. I'm gonna try and pinch it in a little bit. My finger's wet. But you want to leave your bottom lip is a little bit fatter than your top lip, so you just kind of run a wet finger along, leave yourself a bottom lip, right? And then you can round it out, curl it out. If you got to go back sometimes, because my top lip is kind of settling, curling in, that's just from me pushing it in with the orange peel skin and stuff. If you need to kind of come back and pull it out a little bit, that's alright too. Right? Okay, so then I'm gonna find my knife again, which I buried under my leather swatches. And painstakingly add all these little lines. You're not pressing hard, it's almost just the weight of the knife plus your hand. Because you don't want to gouge it, you just want it to be there. In the same way that we did the lines for the teeth, we're gonna wash it, right? So I don't want it to be hugely prominent. I just want it to look like there's texture there. I just want it to look like there's a bit of depth there. And we do that by just adding this, and then we do a wash, and it adds color, and then we can dry brush over top of it. We do a lot of highlighting on the lips. And if you want more prominent wounds, you can obviously do it that way, right? Let's add some, using the edge of my orange peel again. We're gonna add a nice scar down here. That body is all deteriorating, but it's also kind of bloated. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. Right. Why don't we add a bit of a blister here. You can always like just ball up something and add a blister. The other thing that I can do, if I really want to add a blister, is this is where the stippler comes in, is I'll actually just push that in like this. Then I'll use you don't have to go out and buy that. You can use the backs of your tools, right? So what I'm going to do there is, now that I've got these little indentations, later on I'm going to mix up our glaze with a bit of color, maybe green or an off-white or something like that, and then you just drip it in there again, and build it up a little bit, and it'll look like a nasty boil or a blister or something. Okay, so we're just going to continue the lip lines over here. Maybe a little bit less around where the blistering is, because if you had a blister or a boil, it tends to stretch out your skin and make your skin really taut, right? And we'll talk about different skin tones that you can use. Let's add a few more boils and blisters down here. You know, you can make it more plaguey by doing like black blisters, those sorts of things. Okay, so there's basic outline for our chin, right? Now we use our orange peel again, because we used our orange peel up there. And here you'll really be able to see kind of more of the texture that an orange peel leaves. Orange peel is my favorite. For small projects like this, orange peel is my favorite texture. So we don't want, that's going to be hard to sand out, so we want to make sure before we're done today, and we let it sit for a day to harden up and stuff. Let's just blend that right in. I'm going to have more a cheek. It's going to go up into an ear here. So like a lot of this will get kind of covered, but you still want to, you don't know how far you're going to go, so just texture everything that you do, so you don't have to try and do it later and it looks inconsistent. Orange peel. See how it looks like a little scar there, scratch, right? Sometimes it's hard to get into certain places to get that texture, but it looks a little bit more like skin is stretched and cracked and peeled. So there you go. So that, like our lines, will all get filled in with like a red paint, and then when we dry brush over top of it. So we're gonna fix this here where it goes up into the lip. You can add some cracks in there because that's where your mouth meets, right? Make it look a little more like he's smiling. His bottom lip is pretty prominent. I might have used a little bit too much clay. So, but also I want to show you. Remember how far down, like if you look at this top skull, how far down we went with our teeth and our gums and everything like that. So here, you can see the gums, you can see the teeth, but down here, you can't really see all that. So, did we waste some time doing it? Sure. Did we have fun doing it? I know I did. But you might not always see it, right? But it's better that we did it and we didn't need it than we didn't do it and now we need to try and add those gums in. You know, I'm gonna try and pull down the teeth a little bit so you can see some of the gums and stuff like that. Do a bit more adjusting up here. So I leave the eye socket pretty deep because, like I said, later I'm gonna add little tiny pieces of clay in here as eyelids. So it's pretty fun. Anyway, we're at almost 40 minutes. I swear, like every video I make adds 10 minutes. Let's take a look. Let's see if maybe if I turn this off, you can see a little bit better. So we're starting to see there's the profile, right? We're gonna add a nose. We'll probably have it rotting a bit so it'll stick out. You can use this piece of plastic as kind of the cartilage. But you see we got an eye socket here, orbital bone, we emphasized that. We did the top lip. We added some scarring and some kind of rotting. We left the gums out. While you guys are sleeping, I'll add the orbital bone on this other side. And tomorrow we'll do like the brow, we'll do the nose. And when we get to like the back of the head and stuff, we'll use the leather, and you'll see the leather's a lot easier on like bigger pieces. On little tiny pieces like this stuff here, it's harder to kind of use the leather without smushing everything. But when you're doing like the large back of the head, it's a lot easier to use the leather. So that's that for now. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to send me a message or write a message below. Let me know what you think. I will probably continue finagling with this while you guys are gone. Just might look a little bit different tomorrow, because that's what I do. I'm like constantly, after I'm done sculpting it to kind of where I want it to be, I will spend like 10 more minutes just going over it, making sure, because once it goes rock hard, it's really hard to make your alterations there. So I'm going to make sure it's like proportioned. I'm going to make sure that the chin goes where it's supposed to go. I'm going to make sure that, you know, there's no wonky wobbly spots, no obvious fingerprints, those sorts of things. All right. So that's our lesson for today. All right. And yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned something. I'll be able to do a lot more when I'm on the weekend, when I have some time on my hands. You know, if there's something you want to see, let me know. I might start another project on the weekends as well, so we'll have optional videos that you can watch and follow along with. Something a little different than this, so you can get an idea. I want to cover a range of projects. All right. Thank you very much for watching. I'll stop this at the 45-minute mark, and we'll have a great day. And I'll be off to work, and hopefully we'll get a chance to work some more tomorrow. Bye.